In today's global economy, industries are vying for the competitive edge in world markets. To compete effectively, a company must be current with the latest forms of technologies, processes, forms of communication, and of course, emerging markets. The ongoing unification process in Europe makes it a prime interest of companies all over the world. How does a company in the United States infiltrate this market? How can it reap maximum benefits in the future? We feel the answer can be found in Central Europe. Come along with us. Accept our invitation. Just come along and check it out. The Czech Republic has recently gone through a dramatic and crucial phase in its political and economic history. In less than 2 years, the Republic has freed itself from the shackles of economic centralism, a complacent socialist sister republic, and has accomplished far-reaching legal reforms. Now, with much enthusiasm, it's begun to expedite the challenge of adapting to a market economy. However, in order to improve its manufacturing and marketing capabilities, it needs to modernize its commercial and administrative structures, to conquer new markets, and to acquire new technologies. Fortunately, this new phase in their national development has begun with a manageable amount of foreign debt and low inflation. The geographic location of the Czech Republic and 40 years of experience in trading with Eastern neighbors are an asset for any foreign business wishing to enter those markets. But it is also ideally located for access to markets in Western Europe. What may be most important, however, is that Czech industry has retained its historical heritage of technical skills and natural inventive talent, which are as good as the best in the world. Its workforce takes pride in its expertise, craftsmanship, ingenuity, and technical competence. Technical institutions possess the facilities and the passion to learn, teach, and succeed. No one is limited by the paradigms which may restrict manufacturing products and processes as they currently exist. Several worldwide corporations have recognized these factors and have made massive investments. Articles rave of businessmen describing opportunities of the decade. Companies from Germany, Japan, and the rest of the world have capitalized on the circumstances. The biggest question in the minds of the Czech people seems to be, when are the Americans coming? We'd really prefer to do business with them. Well, some Americans have been there. In fact, those who have marvel at the ignorance expressed when they share their excitement of the opportunities available with people here in the States. It just seems the problems are always too big here at home, and we just don't see any immediate return on our investment. Ignoring the pessimism of some, New Era Associates, a network of visionaries from Western Michigan, has continued the investigative activities it had embarked upon beginning in February of 1991. The intentions? To directly introduce and link businesses here in the U.S. to their counterparts in the Czech Republic using the aid of audio-visual communication technologies. In other words, duplicate the latest and greatest of what we have here, there, and infiltrate their marketplace. Sounds like economic warfare at its best, doesn't it?
But the real purpose, I think, of this kind of exchange is to learn more about you, have you learn more about us, because I think both cities, I know both countries, are interested in expanding the economic opportunities. Now, I know you're going to spend a very interesting day visiting with some of our community's enterprises, and I hope you will take back to Brno our good wishes and our hope that these exchanges will be fruitful and give us opportunities together.
During the initial activities and first visit, a network of private consultants in both countries had to be identified and made aware of the project, its goals, and initiatives. Currently, experts have been personally identified in legal issues, taxation, import-export, transportation, and communications, audio, visual, and two-way interactive. Important personal relationships have been established and developed with government officials, economic development agencies, and institutions of higher education, who in turn began the process of identifying interested counterpart entrepreneurs in their country. Center Manufacturing has visited the country and has further established the rapport and connections that have begun to gel for all potential industries.
The reception that we received in the plant facilities and the Chamber of Commerce and with other people involved in the political systems and the educational systems in Czechoslovakia was absolutely unequaled anywhere that I've been. They were very cooperative. They wanted to show us their products. They wanted to show us processes because they felt that there may be a compatibility between our capabilities and their capabilities, and I certainly feel, based on the visits that we made there, that these compatibilities can be developed, and that the privatization of their industry is such that the need is there, and that we have the skill levels and the quite possibly the financing that would make this happen.
Additional nonprofit support organizations have been identified to assist in the area's program funding through grants, technology transfer, financing, training, and research. The purpose of New Era Associates is now to nurture these connections, assist in coordinating the investigative activities, identify resources and expertise to make these opportunities become a reality, and finally, continue to support these new ventures through the development, technology transfer, and training processes. The goal of this program is to finalize the development of up-and-running manufacturing operations by the second half of the 1990s, in place for European unification and the redevelopment of Eastern markets.
900 let oslavilo loni, kdy byla první písemná zmínka o něm.
The city of Brno is not only an industrial center, but it is really a historical center. Next year we are going to celebrate 750th anniversary of establishing or founding the town. Therefore, I would like to invite, not only for this anniversary, to come to Brno, and you will be kindly received for sure.
The results are now apparent. Potential business partners, access to equipment and facilities, a skilled workforce, and resources for financial assistance have all been identified. Institutional relationships and organizations to assist in the transfer of technology and training have been accomplished. It is now up to you, the American businesses, to visit the Czech Republic in order to see for yourselves what opportunities are offered. The next adventurous trip to the Czech Republic is being planned. You may want to go just to see Prague, one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
Well, I enjoyed the shopping and the sightseeing. The city of Prague was very beautiful and unique, different than what we are used to in this country. The buildings were so magnificent. The architecture was beautiful. The palaces and the cathedrals were unusual. And I enjoyed traveling on the subways and shopping in the little shops. We enjoyed our experience with Peter, our guide through Prague. He had quite a job to do with two women shopping, carrying all the packages and things. But he always wanted to find a very inexpensive place to eat. He was afraid we would spend too much money. So, because we had other places to go throughout Europe, we waited to purchase some things, but finding afterwards that we should have made more of our purchases in Czechoslovakia because the prices were right and the selection was unique.
Well, for whatever reason, you are assured of a warm welcome and the full support of the country's authorities and people. So come on, what do you say? Check it out.